what our real reasoning behind this business is. It's food insecurity. Because we're still a very, very fortunate family. There are other people around the world that do not have that opportunity. And as our population grows to 9 billion people by the year 2050, our current agricultural practices are not going to stand. We need to find new ways to feed our growing population.
Tonight, what's with all the people eating bugs? First, you remember this crackpot.
Are you ready?
Cheers.
Actually, I'm less scared of this. Okay.
Oh, the crunch.
Do I have a wing hanging out of my mouth?
Hey, I hope it's a wing. You never know, it's CNN. But why did they pick her anyway? I can think of someone else at CNN who needs to be restricted to eating just bugs. Low-hanging fruit. But now in recent years, everyone's getting into the act, even celebrities.
You want to share a spider? It's actually really good, the flavor.
Bonbons. They're still alive. Extraordinary.
It's ants. Yeah. The answer, it's really good.
These are crickets from Mexico, from Oaxaca.
Is it weird to just go with
let's go for the cockroach.
Forum posted this report telling all of us that we really need to embrace the role that insects can play in our food system. Now, some of the arguments that they made are that insects require much less feed and much less space and much less water to harvest. And so they sort of are a protein pack for their punch. Did I get that right?
Well, yeah, that's just a little bit of stuff there that they've been talking about for a while now. And since the early 2013, 15, 16s, this always been on the agenda mark for the World Economic Forum and the United Nations and other entities, because the plan was always the starvation of humanity and to eventually move humanity over to another type of system or type of food supply, which would be bugs in this case. And so you have people who are in these groups that are pushing for this eating of bugs. Now, take in mind, yes, there's a lot of countries already that do eat bugs as sources of protein, maybe roasted, chocolate flavored, colored. They have those here. You can find them at the zoo and stuff like that. But they're talking about making this one, not just like some type of special delicacy like chocolate crickets. They're talking about making this your normal, everyday, common way of eating for Western countries, because they're trying to say, well, we need to save the environment. We need to save the earth. And this is why the elites are so against us eating meat, like, these big entities that I just named, and even some of these politicians like AOC that is harping over cow farts and emissions and them farting. Well, what about her farting? What about her polluting the earth? It's ridiculous. All this stupidity. I know it's stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny. But it's really sad that just all of this idiocy or whatever you call it is just wow. But the further you are away from Christ, the more susceptible you are of being ultimately and extremely dumb. And, some of these people, some of them will sell you on their crap, but they don't even believe half the crap that they sell, because they don't want to eat bugs, but they want you to eat bugs. But I want to show you something here real quick. Here we are at Medical News Today. It says, grubs up. Let me get that big. Okay, grubs up. How eating insects could benefit health. And so see, already now you have people that are sold, bought and paid for, that are trying to sell you that this is a great thing. Get rid of the beef. You're wondering why all these cows are dying, why all these factories are being exploded, over 100 and something of them now. And yeah, let's get rid of beef. All right. Feeling hungry? How about some spicy grasshoppers with a side of buffalo worms? Yummy. The thought of consuming such a meal might turn your stomach, but the practice of eating insects is common across many areas of the globe, largely due to its nutritional benefits. Oh, I'm sure it is. According to a 2013 report, from the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations, oh, there it is, around 2 billion people worldwide eat insects as part of a traditional diet, a practice known as entomophagy, or however you say that. All right, according to 2013 report, and I read that, so reading down, beetles are the most commonly consumed insect, followed by caterpillars, bees, wasps, ants, grasshoppers, locusts, and crickets. All in all, more than 1,900 insect species are considered edible. Okay, that's that medical news today. And so right there, they're trying to sell you on this agenda that, man, this is wonderful. You need to get on board. You need to eat these insects. Man, you better gobble them up. It's so amazing. You know, so the World Economic Forum, headed by the gentleman I'm going to show you here in a minute, World Economic Forum. You can even go to their website because they have that video that they're pushing is the Great Reset, and one of his famous quotes is, "You'll own nothing and be happy." But this is on their website, and this is from July 12, 2021, because ever since, you know, that C-19 lock up or locked down, they you know, wanted to push this tyrannical agenda and, you know, abuse their authority. But look what they're saying right here in this article, and I'm gonna show you some others too. So World Economic Forum, it says why we need to give insects the role they deserve in our food systems. That's on worldeconomicforum.com. This is at Atlas Obscura. Why Eat Bugs? An Intro to Edible Insects with Joseph Yoon. Okay, so you're getting a lot of people on this thing. They're getting on board. You know, we're getting ready to, this is why we keep saying all these chickens are dying, all this stuff is happening, all these thousands of cows are getting slaughtered, and, you know, some farmers, maybe not your local farmer, but complaining the government's telling them to destroy their cows and cattle and all these, you know, it's just a mess. So, you know, it's an agenda. It's just pretty much an agenda, and anyone who can't see it, they're just blind. But over here, The Guardian, if you want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. See what I mean? But now, take in mind, they're not going to be eating insects. No. BBC, think about that. That's the CNN of Europe. Could grasshoppers really replace beef? Uh-oh. See what they're trying to sell you there? So they're eventually trying to move you to that system. Here's another one. Time magazine. They're healthy. They're sustainable. So why don't humans eat more bugs? Now look at that date right there. Time 2030. What did Klaus Schwab say? In 10 years, and he made this quote in 2020, he said, in 10 years, you will own nothing and be happy. Now, look, Forbes magazine, the rich boy magazine, Forbes, eating insects could cut your environment impact by more than 80%, Finnish study says, over there in Finland, that it could cut your environmental impact. Again, it's all this crap. I'm trying not to say BS, but it's all this crap in the abbreviated sense. But it's all this crap about saving the environment. Again, they don't believe half the crap that they're spewing out, because Al Gore and all of them are talking about the environment and all these caps and everything, and then you go and you check it out and it's all a lie. But it made Al Gore very rich. All this stuff about climate this and climate that is all a lie. But they're doing it. This is why now they're talking about we need climate lockdowns. Again, World Economic Forum, global so-called unelected leaders telling presidents and prime ministers and rulers, hey, we need you guys to get on board with this, because why? It's an antichrist agenda. Get with the program. And yet people were bowing down, bending over, and being the prostitute and the puppet and falling in line like the whores and prostitutes they are, because they want to please the antichrist agenda. It's all about this one world order, and this is part of that great reset. They got to bring everything down to nothing. They got to destroy the grid. They got to do it all. And then they want you to eat bugs. And so this is why when Klaus Schwab said, you will own nothing, right here. And so this is a meme that they made of him looking like Darth Vader without his outfit, saying, here, it's for you. Yeah, that's right. That's what this punk wants you to have. And he sounds just like the devil, and he has this deep German accent. So he says, eats the bugs. So here you look, there's another meme right here. Uncle Klaus bugs. Like instead of Uncle Ben, Uncle Klaus. I tell you, this punk, he's something else. Well, he better get saved, or he's going to be burning in hell for real, for real. Yeah, this is him right here. He says, you will eat the bugs. In 2030, you will own nothing, and you will be happy about it. See, they're trying to mock him and use his German accent. But yeah, so this guy like Darth Vader or Shredder, he thinks he's something else. Well, I'll tell you what, as far as I'm concerned, I will not wear the mask. I will not take the jab. I will not lock down. I will not install the app so they can track and trace you. I will not go to their camps that they had. Some of the countries had COVID camps. I will not eat the bugs. I will not live in a pod. I will not give up my guns. I will not denounce my God. I will not let you win. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the stand you got to take. You can't, give in to these people, because it's exactly what they want you to do. I'm going to show you this right here. Now they actually have some bug farms. They have a couple. They have them around the world. A friend of mine lives in Ontario, in Canada. Right there in the town of London, or city of London. Not too far from her house, they just erected one of these a few months to a year ago, I think. But I don't know if this one is located there, but they also got one down in the south. I don't know if it's Alabama or Tennessee, but check this out real quick. This is one of these bug farms, and the title of this is inside one of the largest world's edible bug farms.
Let's go to the farm now.
The farm?
The vertical farm.
Antoine Hubert might not look like your typical farmer, but what he's raising is far from typical. His company, Insect, is one of the largest producers of insects in the world. They raise 1,000 tons of beetles and mealworms each year.
So here we are in the heart of the vertical farm, up to almost 20 meters high. It's where insects are living all the time, and these are the beetles, the one that will make eggs. We don't see the eggs here, they're so small.
Like caviar.
I think we should taste and marinate them in a vinegar.
Yes.
The insects here aren't directly eaten by humans, but end up in fertilizer and animal food. Insect's automated production process carefully monitors the bugs to harvest them at peak maturity, which is when they have the highest concentration of nutrients and protein.
This is an example of the final product. This is the protein meal, you see. This is the protein from the mealworm beetles, the mealworm larvae.
Is it anything like the sort of protein powder that humans put in their smoothies?
It could be in the future.
The the idea of raising insects to feed animals to feed humans has someone else excited. Investors. Insect has received more than $370 million to expand production.
So you see, they was gonna go further on in that video and say, "Oh yeah, it's because of climate change." You know, that again, that's the big lie. They can't do nothing unless they sell you on a lie. So right here, this is MASH. It says why you won't need to eat insects to save the planet. So actually, they aren't advocating for it, but as others are advocating for it. And these are places like New Zealand and other places where they're trying to incorporate this. Now, I don't buy it for a minute that the New Zealanders are for the insects, but they're trying to push that as if that's what everybody wants and if that's what everybody's okay with. Why you won't need to eat insects to save the planet? Exactly. You don't need to. All right, new study shows New Zealanders' life and style. And here's in the section of food and wine. Study shows New Zealanders willing to eat insects. And I'm going to show you that video here in a minute. Again, they're trying to sell you this as if it's just so cool, man. This is the wave of the future because they're trying to convince you through the power of television programming. They want to program you and reprogram you into their and mold you into what they want you to think and act like, say, and believe. This is from Reason, .com. Eating insects could be the future of culinary innovation. And here's some, look at that, chirps, barbecue, cheddar. You know, there's some of these things they're going on in different countries, different flavors. Man, this is the wave of the future. Okay, so here's that article real quick. I'm gonna let you take a look at it and go from there.
So we did a survey of 1,300 New Zealanders, and we found that most of them, so about 67%, were open to eating insects, particularly if they were powdered or fried and put into foods that they normally eat. We also found that about 60% of New Zealanders thought that insects were a more environmentally friendly option than traditional meat sources that they currently eat. So insects are really efficient converters into food, so they use a low amount of water, a low amount of food, and they have less greenhouse gas emissions than traditional meat options. Yeah, so the most off-putting factor was texture, followed by disgust, and concerns like food safety, they weren't really an issue. Hopefully it could just be a fad, but if people can acknowledge those environmental and health benefits, then it could become a big thing. Okay. So I've got grasshoppers, mealworms, and crickets. Yeah. Cricket? Grasshopper. Grasshopper. Oh yeah. That's not that bad. I can see how people could get into this.
In there, when they put these things in there, some of you may have certain conditions and may be like, you know, your body can't work and agree with that, and it may actually hurt you. So, you definitely better get ready to file a lawsuit, but be careful of that. Because they'll put that up on powder and the chips and whatever else, these so-called plant-based burgers. Man, it's just, that's why I say pray over your food, because you just don't know what they're trying to do now. And it's more stuff worse than that with this 3D printed meat and Bill Gates buying up all this land. And he's pushing this 3D printed meat. Look that up on YouTube, man. There's just so much going on. Pray over your food, really. You know, GMO, and all this other stuff. Just pray over your food and God will keep you. But love you guys. God bless. In Jesus' name. Amen.